No student plans to fail. They fail to plan. It's a will and a skill. What choice are they going to make? Or what choice are you going to make? People want to help you. Parents, educators, mentors, counselors, and youth workers. And also, I tell them explore, play, discover, learn. Life is an open book test. It's not just about marks.
Good morning, Nicholas Tranos. Thank you once again for taking the time to talk with me today as part of our Don't Give Up, Persevere campaign. Nicholas, you are a teacher in George Harvey Collegiate Institute for Technology, Art, and Computer Science. You are also the teacher for Youth Fusion's video game design project. We are very thrilled to have you with us today, and I do have some few questions for you. Shall we begin?
Sure.
So my first question for you is, have you ever felt unmotivated? And if so, how did you overcome this?
I think when you talk about being unmotivated, you talk about not having interest, not having enthusiasm for something, especially when we're talking about work or study. I've always been interested and engaged in what and making a difference in what we're doing. Sometimes we get discouraged, but I wouldn't say unmotivated. I think the trick is to persevere, to believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Tough times don't last, tough people do. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the people you're working with. You have to be resilient. Most people give up just before they would have reached their goals. So the key thing is the trick is to persevere and course correct along the way.
Yeah, I think the biggest value that we can learn from this quarantine is for sure perseverance and resilience altogether. So, how was it like to teach during quarantine? And what was your experience like participating in the online video game design program?
Well, it was certainly a unique experience. Remote learning was a real challenge. Some said the pandemic put us all in the same boat. However, I'm going to say we all had different boats, but we were all in the same storm. It's like riding a bicycle while you're building it. So, and that's what we were doing with remote learning. We attempted to do years of professional development during weeks, professional development on distance education, because we're meant to be in-person interaction, and that's how we're trained as teachers. Overcoming the technical challenges was endless. There was always a little something. They weren't always big things. Troubleshooting remotely was sometimes it was a little bit overwhelming, and trying to reach out to get the support that you needed from service IT and from other people. It was a challenge. My greatest frustration was some students stopped working when they knew their marks were fixed at their March 13th levels. And I think that that was unfortunate that we said that before the time, because if they were getting 90% on March the 13th, anything that they do might just lower their marks. So they say, well, if I don't hand anything in, you can't lower my mark. One of my mentors, John Patsalides, he used to say the best steel must go through fire. And the challenges have certainly tempered our steel. So I think we're stronger, more resilient through our perseverance and going through this remote learning challenge. And working with the video game design program and working with students in general is a real joy, and it's something that they enjoy. So the more they enjoy it, the more I enjoy teaching them and supporting them.
The best steel goes through fire. I think that is a very nice saying. So, if you had an unmotivated youth in front of you, what would you tell them?
Well, everything's about a conversation. And the first thing I do is I ask them, what do they want to do now and what do they want to do in the future? Do you want a job? Do you want a career? Do you want a house? Do you want a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, a husband, a family? And what are you doing to get there? No student plans to fail. They fail to plan. And what we have to do is we have to tell them, because we've been through it, that this is what you can do. Success is not an accident. Success is a choice. It's a will and a skill. What choice are they going to make? Or what choice are you going to make? People want to help you. Parents, educators, mentors, counselors, and youth workers. And also, I tell them explore, play, discover, learn. Life is an open book test. It's not just about marks. And the unfortunate thing is sometimes school makes learning about marks, doing things and enjoying things. It's about dealing with ambiguity. It's about problem solving and persevering. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Listen to Baz Luhrmann, everybody's free to wear sunscreen. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's a very famous commencement address to the class of 1999. And it's one of the things that says, enjoy the power and the beauty of your youth. Where will you be in 10 years? I'd ask them. When I was in high school, there was no personal computers, there were no DVDs, there were no mobile phones, there was no internet. There will be jobs and technology and entertainment that they can't even imagine today. When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Wow, well said. I think as a young person, 100% experience, get life experience, talk to people. And I like that you said make a plan, because failure is when you fail to make a plan. And there's also been a saying where in order to do something, there must be, number one, a plan and not enough time.
I think how we deal with change, how we deal with the curves in the road are really important. And school is about problem solving. School is about getting along with other people. School is about knowing where to find information and develop those critical thinking skills and those problem solving skills. It's not about, I learned this program for video game design and that's the program I'm going to use for the rest of my life. But how did I work in a team? How did I communicate? How did I collaborate? How did I build something better working with other people? And because nothing great was ever done with one person. Each one of us are a result of a collaboration of two people. The pyramids weren't built by a single person. The Eiffel Tower wasn't built by a single person. A school is not about a single person. Oh, and our video game design program's the result of a collaboration between the Toronto District School Board, Ubisoft, Youth Fusion, and they're all supported by City of Toronto and so on, and all of their funders. So great things come from collaboration and working together.
Absolutely, absolutely. What do you look most forward to once the quarantine is over?
I think in-person interaction, not being mediated by a screen, or as wonderful as technology is, seeing the joy of success in a student's eyes. When a student struggles and overcomes an obstacle and you can coach them to that opportunity, I think that that's really what I'm looking forward to, is seeing that kind of real-time interaction in person. Seeing my colleagues at work, at school, seeing my friends in person, not just mediated by a chat or a phone call, and the casual conversations that we have without worrying about making mistakes and being recorded. Because right now I'm worried. I'm more hesitant when I speak when I know I'm being recorded, and I think all of us are, because we don't want to make those mistakes and have them recorded for posterity.
Absolutely, yeah. It gives us a little bit of inhibition.
Oh yeah, because we want to do things right.
Yeah.
And we don't want, when we make a mistake, it's quickly forgotten, but if it's recorded, it's recorded
It's
forever.
not.
The internet doesn't forget.
No, it does not forget. But I do want to thank you, Nicholas, for your time today to speak to me. Again, Nicholas is here to talk to us about Don't Give Up, Persevere campaign.
Okay, good luck, guys.
Thank you again.